what did we just watch? Right. What exactly did we just experience? If you're talking about getting a reaction for a team that has been flat in the last few weeks, a team that they've dropped significantly below their level in Arsenal, that was a reaction from the get-go, from the moment the referee blew the whistle. It was relentless pressing, right? Maybe when you have players like Bukayo Saka, who has been, for whatever reason, right? The only reason he hasn't played in the last few weeks is because he has a problem. There's an injury problem, right? And this is a player that hasn't been able to build rhythm throughout the season. Him, Martin Odegaard, Kai Havertz is just in and out, in and out. And we've had several players like that. But in terms of today's game, the pressing from the front was relentless. I think as at about 20 something minutes, I think Fulham hasn't even had a touch in our box. That was how good the press was. We pressed, and Mikel was brave with the selection, right? He chose to go with Miles Lewis Kelly. This is a player that we know is good on the ball. He has the ability to beat press. He's good in ball carrying. He can dribble. He's nimble. But when the game started, Declan Rice started as a six. But as the game progressed on, you see Lewis Kelly drop deep, get on the ball, dominates the midfield. I don't know how many touches he had today, but I'm sure he probably has the most touches in the game. He was absolutely exceptional. And maybe we've discovered another player, right? This player was there right in our face. Mikel failed to use him, right? That is something that maybe Mikel needs to develop better. And that might also come with fear, right? It could come with the fear that I want to get the best players out here. I just want to win this league. But it is what it is. We've gotten ourselves in this position. We've failed in the last 8 weeks to just make our life a little bit easier. Got 3 goals. And I want to talk about some key players in this game. Viktor Gyökeres, right? There's nothing you can tell me. He's an elite finisher, right? Absolutely elite goal scorer, right? But I know that we've all complained about the other part of his game, ability to hold up the ball, ability to connect. But the reason he had a successful game today, the reason the midfield and the attack connected properly was our center forward wasn't just losing the ball, right? His fight with Anderson consistently, he won the ball at least 50, 60% of the time. I'm not saying you should win the ball 90% of the time. There's no center forward in the world that does that, right? But you can be at the 30% when it comes to winning your duels compared to the top strikers in the world, right? Top strikers usually get up to 50, 60%, right? Even Kai Havertz, right? He does that, right? Jesus used to do that, but Jesus, no, he's just a cone man at this point in his career. But that's besides the point. Gyökeres won his battles. Gyökeres created opportunities for his teammates. Gyökeres connected with the midfield, right? Consistently and not just a moment. So he allowed us to sustain pressure. He allowed us to be able to play in the opposition box multiple times across the game. But the first finish, cross from Bukayo on the right wing, got the ball, absolutely bamboozled the Fulham player. I think it was Jimenez, center forward tackle. He tried to go for the ball. What did Saka do? He went to the left as like with the shape of his body, like he's trying to cross. Came back to the right and flashed the ball across the box. That is a typical center forward goal. That is Bukayo has crossed multiple times of those type of crosses this season with little to no success, right? He's done that a lot of times this season and he didn't get any success doing that. But Gyökeres was at the right place at the right time for it to happen, right? What a second goal. We got a second goal from Calafiori. I was so happy. I thought I was even calling my friend and my brother that, oh wow, we're gonna cruise. And we found out it was minimal offside for Calafiori. We could have had 2 goals in this game. Exceptional on the ball, exceptional defensively, right? The difference between Calafiori and Nkapie is I think Nkapie is a better defender. I'm not doubting that, right? But the problem we've had this season also is when you play Nkapie, right? You can't play Timber at the same time, right? But when you play it, like you need somebody to combination play. Nkapie doesn't do as much of that, right? You just want to play the fullback, defend, get to the byline, cross. She hasn't done a lot this season because of the way we play. But Calafiori is essentially a midfielder playing left back. He can do everything. Somebody who has that height and can move his body that well, it's very rare in football. He got the goal got cancelled by the referee, and I think 5, 7 minutes later we got a second goal. It, it was what a punt up the pitch. No, an actually really good pass from Emirates to Gyökeres. They kept finding Gyökeres and he kept holding up the ball well. Right, attack wasn't breaking down at his feet. Bravo, brother. That was exceptional. Held up the ball, waited for the Saka to join him, and Saka made a very intelligent run. He wasn't just waiting for the ball, right? He saw the gap, he took it, got a pass from Gyökeres, smashed it into the bottom left-hand corner of the post. Absolutely incredible finish. Saka was just toying with them the entire first half. It was absolutely exceptional. They couldn't live with him. So 2-0 up. What did we do? The last shot of the game in the first half, right? We got on a counter. I think it was a pass, a very dangerous pass from Saka actually to find Gabriel. That is part of the bravery. I don't know. We trusted each other more today. We played into the space. He got the ball to Gabriel. Gabriel smashed it into the midfield for Trossard. Trossard took the run. He took the ball up the field, up the field. Just a deft cross, right? It was a very good cross. Absolute, absolutely incredible header from Victor. That this guy knows how to score goals, right? The problem is, can we get him in the position to supply him the chances, and can he improve in things like his outdoor play and not breaking down the attack? If those two things happen, Gyökeres could be a 30 goal a season striker easily for Arsenal. Easily. I think he's what 21 goals now, 2 goals today, 19 from Atletico Madrid. So 21 goals in all competitions. He's the third player in the entire Premier League to have more than 20 goals in all comps. Erling Haaland, Igo Thiago, and Viktor Gyökeres. As the season like goes on, it seems like he's having an acceptable season for what we bought him for. Not in terms of the price, but what we bought him for. And what is acceptable is getting us to win the big trophies, which I think we can do it. We can do it, boys. We can absolutely win these big trophies. Second half, we managed the game. We took off Saka, which is I'm hoping it's not because of any injuries or any niggles. It's just because we're 3-0 up. We need to protect this guy. We have Atletico Madrid in 2 or 3 days' time. Madueke came on. He's not as good as Saka. He doesn't combine well with his teammate as Saka. He doesn't raise his head up, but he did a decent job. He got into the game, got some chances. But one of the players that I would want to complain about is Gabriel Jesus. He came on for Victor. We took off Rice for Martin Zubimendi. That was excellent. And Jesus came in offside, breaking down attack. This is what I'm talking about, right? Breaking down attack. He wasn't a reference point for attack. He wasn't holding onto the ball as good as it needs to be. He wasn't secure in possession, right? But this is what it is right now. Jesus at this point, maybe due to fitness, maybe due to lack of rhythm, it doesn't offer us a lot when he plays. But we managed the game, we managed the occasion, we had some chances. Max Damon came on, Mosquera came on for Benjamin White the last 10 minutes. Damon had some chances, some moments should have passed. He dribbles too much sometimes, but he's 16 years old, right? So he's still playing schoolboy football. It is what he's going to develop as time goes on. But it was an absolutely magnificent performance from top to bottom. We're able to get the best out of the players on the pitch. We're able to connect with the fans. This is something that has been missed for a long time now because every game looks like it's on the knife edge and the fans are not enjoying themselves. But connected with the fans, and it was a memorable occasion, an enjoyable occasion, one of the best occasions I've had all season. I'm gonna leave it here. We'll do some more detailed breakdown later on for all the games of the weekend. Like the video, subscribe to the content, and come on, you goodness. Take care.